And you believe that China cannot continue to be economically successful if they destroy Hong Kong in the process.
One of the problem with China's economy was the overreach of the Communist Party in different fronts. They try to advance the Belt and Road Initiative, but as we can see in the past few months, it's all about canceling the debts. Rather than having all these nations paying back China with renminbi, they just cancel the debt. Because there's no way you can enforce the contracts. There's no way you can ask them to pay you. They would just default on the debt. And what could you do? Nothing. The debt level domestically in China is exceptionally high. Last year, they tried to have a tax cut because people can no longer afford to pay the tax. But on the other hand, the government, the machinery needs the money to run, so they raise that, and they issue a special bond worth like 1 trillion renminbi. So the bond, if it has to be repaid to begin with, but at the same time, the only buyer of the special bond issued by Chinese government was Chinese, because it was not offered globally to the world. On the other hand, and at a level lower than the national government, you have all these state-owned enterprises. Some are really big. In the past, they can raise that in Hong Kong, and usually at a premium, but it's still manageable. So they can raise money in Hong Kong to sustain its own operation. Sometimes it is not very efficient, but thanks to a monopoly, it's hugely profitable. So they can repay the debt. So it's how they run the show. But without Hong Kong, the second tier of the state apparatus, that's the state-owned enterprises, can no longer access to the capital. So how could they maintain the capital expenditure at this rate? I cannot see there's a possibility for them to really go to acquire companies from overseas or resources or anything like that. At another level, at provincial level, is a mess. Provincial level, China's debt is just a mess. At the end of the day, I think it will be absorbed by the central government. The People's Bank of China will take all the debt and they will monetize the debt. And that means everyone is paying for the cost of this overreach. I think that's ultimately the most pressing issues in China. And I cannot see any way they can deal with it. Of course, the Chinese Communist Party will say, look at all these Western nations, Europeans, or whatever, Americans, they are all in debt. Why is it a problem in China, not the rest of the world? Then I will say, if the federal government in the United States is broke, yes, your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid would be underwater. But you still have a free enterprise running the show. You have different pillars in the social institution that does not really depend on the federal government. The state government is independent. Even the county government, they have their own finances. But in China, it is one machinery. One bad decision from the top will percolate to the very lowest rank of society, and you cannot say no. You cannot say no to the top central government in Beijing. But given the different circumstances in different provinces or counties in China, how can you have one size fit all for everybody? And that was the reason why Hong Kong's been so successful, despite being part of China, is because we had the freedom to say no.